Welcome to the Hopeless Fan Podcast. It is December 17th. We are 1 week away from Christmas Eve holiday season, and Zack, you are someplace nicer than the both of us. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm in Florida. I was about to say a COVID hotbed, but it seems like, at least according to the websites, that Ohio might be worse than Florida now, ? So,
Florida's got to have herd immunity by now.
I would imagine probably so. Either that or all the old people that were going to get it died, and it's just, although you could have fooled me, because it's all old people down here. But yeah, it's actually, it was in mid-70s earlier this week, but now we had rain yesterday, and now a cold front came in. It's like 65, so.
You poor thing.
I know, right? How are you guys doing in the frozen tundra?
Good. I actually think that you're robbing yourself of the Christmas season by being in Florida.
Right. Yep.
Love the snow.
Me too.
Love the blanket that's over my house.
Yeah, I do love snow, and I'm actually sad that I missed it. So I hoped it would have been like 40 and rainy this whole week, but
this is, I can't remember the last time I think we had like a steady snowfall in December, like pre-Christmas.
I know it's weird.
Now
Usually Christmas has like the worst weather ever. It's like 43 and rainy.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? Yeah. So Zach, did I hear you say that you wish it was rainy in Florida?
Where you guys are? No,
Oh.
I wish it had been so I could have escaped something stupid, but instead I missed out on some snow.
But now you fly into something good if the snow's still here.
Drive in.
Oh, yeah. It's
a nice 15-and-a-half-hour drive.
So, Zach, I mean, this has been a fantastic week for you. I mean, what were you thinking watching the Monday night game? And I think I got a little bit of Lamar talk on my Stardom Situm, but describe your emotions of that game. That you were pretty emotional in our chat.
Right. Well, I was confident in my private conversation with Nathan, which ended up being not so private because he's a fucking pussy. But in the group chat, I was very, as it's been well documented, very pessimistic. I thought for sure that game was going to go into overtime and it was going to end with like a Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb 60-yard run, because our run defense this season has been woeful, with our D-line being banged up with issues with Williams and Ngakoue and Campbell and all that shit. But I was on cloud nine. Jenna had to go in the other room because they kept screaming and yelling. That's
great.
But yeah, it was. It was fantastic. Best game of the season. I mean, I'm not one of those people who's like, a lot of other people saying like, this is the best game we've seen since Rams Chiefs 2018. But
we all know you in that game.
It was a thrill ride.
All right, well, we'll get into it. We'll start with Stardom Situm. Scotty, you got to stardom for this week.
I sure do. It's the excuse. Christmas is around the corner, and now it's the excuse to eat whatever I want. And
that's, for me, that starts with Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah. Well, it's just future Scotty problem.
Write it right in.
It's like, I don't care. Like,
for me, it's current Zack problems. But yeah, you're not fat yet.
It's the same thing that it's like everyone's like, oh well, once 2020 comes to an end, 2021 is going to be so better. It's our year. It's like, well, nothing really changes. It's just It's a mindset, and for now, I'm just going to ride it out as if I have immunity, which I definitely do not.
Scotty, I have a question for you. As somebody who's not obese, what is it?
What's it like?
Do you? Yeah. What's it? Well, not just that, but like, what are your food choices? Are you super conscientious about what you eat normally, and that's how you stay relatively thin?
Well, yeah. I mean, heart attacks still exist.
Because I know with Shelby just starves himself to death, and then he'll run like. I don't know. I haven't seen him run since he moved in, but I don't know if he just does it in the 5 days he's gone or how he does it. But I know Shelby works very hard to keep his dad bod. I just don't know how. I just don't know what the experience is like for you, Scotty.
I go in waves. Let's put it like that. There's like.
What's your weight range usually? Like
175 to 182.
Imagine.
And it's like 182, I'm feeling gross, dude. But then like I'll work out and be really consistent for a whole for 30 days and can do really well, and then I'll get as low as like 173, and I'm like, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? Like, I don't know.
That's the problem with diet. Like, if I gave myself one real dedicated month, I could get to 183 and feel amazing. But the problem is I diet and work out for 3 days in a row, and I'm like, God, I really deserve to, like, just binge right now, like 2 straight cheat meals. And the reason, Zach, I, like, starve myself is because I've actually heard other people say this. I'll starve myself and be like, not even starving myself because I feel fine throughout the day and I'll just eat a big dinner. But if I like eat a balanced breakfast, I want to just snack all day long. Like I'm never not full. It should be the
your
opposite.
Body,
it's once
your body
it's once you tease your appetite. Like once you wake it up, once you wake that sleeping dragon, then it's like, okay, we're gonna run through all of the carbs.
Yeah, because I went.
It's just crazy. Scotty, think about this. I weigh, when you're at your lowest and I'm at my highest, I weigh 100 pounds more than you.
I don't want to think about that.
100.
I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, I might be unhealthier just because I don't gain the weight. My heart might be fucking giving out. But
when I left Amazon and I was being active for 3 days a week working at Amazon, I was 250. But since I left in August, I'm up to 270.
This segment has made me feel sadder now.
My stardom. My stardom is the retweet button being back.
Oh, good one.
Yes,
big time. Everyone got bullied at Twitter, and bang, took a couple weeks, but we're back.
Bullying works. Confirmed.
I don't want to. I had to retweet my own story that I wrote, but I couldn't because I had to read it first.
You could just empty quote tweet it.
That's what I ended up doing. Zack, stardom.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good stardom. So, as our dedicated listeners might know, we have a Giants win total bet on the season, and this week Freddie Kitchens is calling the offense, so I'm feeling much more confident in our odds going up on hitting. So that's my stardom with Freddie Kitchens against his former team, might I add you. So Freddie Kitchens' revenge game, I don't see it going well for him, especially with the bounce back game for the Browns this week.
Well, here's the thing: is that that whole bet, the Seahawks screwed us bad because the Giants, if they win one more game, we push, and they have the Cowboys week 17. And that's the one I was banking on them winning to get to 5-11 and end the year. But since they beat Seattle as a 10-point underdog, that just screwed everything. Shout out the Cardinals last week, and shout out our Brownies this week.
Yeah, well, let me just say this. The Bengals played the Giants hard, and then the Cowboys beat the Bengals. So I feel like if the Cowboys could beat the Bengals as easily as they did, I think maybe you have a chance of the Cowboys beating the Giants at the end of the season. So, not all is lost, but I'm just going week by week with this bet.
But didn't the Raiders beat the Chiefs? Didn't the Raiders beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, then almost lost to the Jets?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Screw the NFL.
That's true. Right, exactly.
Do you have a?
All right, sit-ems. You got a sit-em? You want me to go? You want Scotty to go?
I'll go because it was the Lamar deal. It's Paul Pierce trending. Was my tip. So the poor guy, I mean, I imagine Paul Pierce, wealthy as can be, rings like hanging in a mantle, like, on display. I don't know if he has an MVP award of some kind, but it's probably on display too. A nice man cave that we all would dream of, and then he's just sitting down. Maybe he's not even an NFL guy, and he's watching like Downton Abbey Monday night, and then he sees himself trending, and it's like. And I'm like, I kind of feel for him where, he wasn't expecting, like, he ate his, like, grilled chicken and veggies Monday night and, like, didn't expect to be trending a couple of hours later.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, oh, I'm trending. Let's check it out. Oh, my goodness.
Where do you guys land on the Cramps v. Poop?
Definitely Poop. 100%.
I don't know. Probably.
I made that run you saw him do through the locker room hall. I made that run from the hot tub to the bathroom earlier today, so it's a run that I'm familiar with.
The house shake?
I'm
just kidding, Zack, because we were talking about weight, and you...
Yeah, we were talking about how fat I am. All right, Shelby, you good? Can I go with my sit-em? Because it's Scotty.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, definitely a guy with cramps isn't running to the bathroom and, telling this poor, personnel guy to get the fuck out of the way.
Where was your cramp? In your neck? Because that's the only. I don't understand where else it could have been.
In his butt.
But like, my thing is, I think he like that. Like the conspiracy people that are like the LFL rigged and staged. That was pretty. It's a pretty good night for them one day where Trace McSorley happens to get hurt, and then Lamar's there for fourth down.
He's already running out.
It's
what?
I think. Yeah. Like Lamar should have been able to be in on that drive then if it took Trace McSorley having a knee injury. I'm kind of on sus. That.
Well, I think he must have been on like it must have been one of those poops where it's like you wipe and you wipe and you wipe. It's like wiping a marker, and then they call back there and be like, "Hey, McSorley's hurt," and they pinch it off because we don't have. Fucking Willie Snead is taking reps on the sideline right now. Get your fucking ass out here. It's fine. We aren't wearing white shorts.
Marquise Brown scored, and Lamar Jackson came to celebrate. Marquise Brown was like, "Bro, you fucking stink, dude. Get the fuck away from me."
It's like he jumped. He's like at the end when he jumped to celebrate with Justin Tucker. He was like, "Oh God, I landed wrong." All right, to the locker room.
Zach, was there any doubt Tucker was drilling that?
Oh, not a doubt in the world. If it's the only ones he misses are ones that aren't like huge kicks.
Too
He's
easy.
Like yawning through the
ones he doesn't think
misses.
about.
Right.
He's like, oh fuck, I was like yawning during that.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, terrible beat if you took Cleveland plus 3.5 or 3 or whatever.
Glad I took their money line.
Glad I lost elsewhere.
Right.
All right. Zach, your sit-em.
All right, my sit-em is talks of the new stimulus check that we've been waiting on for several months.
Stimmy season.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf.
It's either they're trying to decide if it's going to be like.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Timmy Turner on a stimulus.
Yes, we know what you're talking about.
Here's Timmy on a stim. Here's Caillou in the bayou. Here's Caillou in the bayou.
Timmy on a stimmy.
I saw a picture of Caillou taking snaps in an LSU jersey. All right, go ahead, Zach.
Oh God. There's talks of it being $600 or a good portion of people not getting any at all because it may just be they may just take the funds and put it towards unemployment.
Zach, I have something good to this.
For me, odds are we don't get jack shit because my wife makes too much. Even though it's like now I'm starting to regret reporting our income. Jointly. But yeah, it's bullshit. The U.S. government back on their bullshit. They're like, I got $3 for you.
Have you, it's you guys know, I'm sure you've seen, Zach, you and me messaged a little bit about it last night, the December 21st memes on Twitter.
Oh my God. Yes.
Have you seen it, Shelby? Amazing. Have you heard about it?
No.
So December 21st, apparently like Saturn and Jupiter, I think, or something, are like merging or like being like they're like overlapping.
They're gonna be like almost like an eclipse. Yeah. The eclipse.
And so the black community on Twitter has claimed this to be their like this is how they all get superpowers. And, and so to the stimulus check, this guy was like, he's like, they better hope it's more than $600 because this is about to be my origin story.
Scotty and I, after we were done playing Call of Duty last night, hope Jess isn't listening, we were just sending each other those December 21st memes back and forth at like 4 in the morning.
Scotty, a sit-em?
What's your sit-em?
Yeah. So I spend Christmas in out of state most years, and this year I'm going to New York on the 20th. And so my sit-em is having to rely on your... I have pre-Christmas too with people who are in the state right before I go out and have real Christmas. So I have to rely on a lot of Christmas deliveries to get here before the 20th.
That's not
a good method. It's not happening.
In a
pandemic, no less.
Can you believe these fucking companies? No, but I ordered it a long time ago, and relying on those things is just not a good time. So that's a sit-em that I'm not happy with. So now I have to physically shop.
That's why I buy. if I see something that I like for a sibling or a parent or something, I'll like during the year in like June or something, I'll just buy it and I'll sit on it.
Oh, see, I could never do that.
I could never do that. Oh my god, that's future money I'm gonna spend. I don't need to spend it now.
I like.
Yeah, it's money I could be spending on bets.
Right. So that gets into my stand of the week, and that's getting my Christmas shopping done.
Nice.
But also, like,
did you get Nikki's boots?
That was last year. Thanks.
Not according to your favorites.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. God damn it. I'm deleting that. As soon as I figure out the interweb, I'm going to delete that. Yeah, but the thing is with Scotty, you're like trying to get things here before Christmas. That's where they get you, because like I ordered something yesterday and it was like shipping or like delivery December. Oh, nice home phone, 1994.
Yeah, it's my grandparents' house.
But it was like shipping between December 26th and January 3rd was like $3, and then shipping to get here by Christmas or the day before Christmas Eve was $19.
Oh
so
my
I was
gosh.
like, God.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I ordered it like at the beginning of I ordered a lot of things at the beginning of December, and they were like, "Oh, 4 to 7 days." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then they're like, "Oh, just kidding. It's gonna get here like right before Christmas, if not a little bit after." I'm like, "Oh, dope." So like during the pandemic, they're like, "Huh, we're not gonna deliver it to you, even though we want you to stay in your house. So go out and shop."
Yeah, that's. But yeah, getting Christmas shopping done, good feeling. I still have 2 things to pick up tonight, but yeah, done with it. Dropped a cool like $600-700 just yesterday.
Wow.
I got
What'd you get for Kenny? Oh, he listens.
Yeah, he listens.
Can't say on there.
But
drop it in the DMs.
But yeah, I got an email from Fifth Third that they thought my card was like stolen.
Nice.
Was like,
nice.
Like, you haven't spent this much since last football season when the Steelers lost to the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
How do you know this?
Okay, who else has stand of the week?
I do. Aside from, I thought about going with the massage that Jen and I got yesterday, but it seems kind of lame. I'm gonna go with something that's a little more intricate. So,
doesn't just seem it.
Having a grill is like you don't think about it until you have one. Because it's like, yeah, anything I need to cook, I can just do in the oven, microwave, on my stovetop. But having, we've actually cooked here at the house for dinner more than we've gone out to go eat because we have a grill.
Imagine.
So the fish, I know, the fish that they have and all the seafood stuff you can get at it's Publix down here, not Kroger, but it's so fresh because, right next to the ocean that we get, salmon, we get shrimp. I've made steak twice. It's a game changer, so I can't wait to get a grill. I just imagine being able to be down here, being able to grill year round. I guess you could grill in the wintertime.
The problem with that is in Ohio, to have a grill, it has to be almost like the 4 months in between summer and spring, because in the winter or in the fall, you'll go outside to cook, and then it'll be like dark and rainy by the time you're done, and it's just like the weather. You have no idea. You can't get good cooking weather.
Unless you want to eat at 4 in the afternoon.
Exactly.
I also had a backup stand because I watched Monday Night Football with Nathan, and he assured me there was no Thursday night game, and I just realized there was one like 3 hours ago.
Wow. Well, that's almost a stand. Yeah, that could be a sit-in because Nathan's a piece of shit.
That's a bunk to Nathan, but a big-time stand because the last 2 days were kind of depressing, honestly, because we had NFL like Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, Thursday, it was like a feast, and then
that was the best.
Yeah, and then the last 2 days were dead, and it kind of got me down. Zack or Scotty, did you do your stand of the week?
I have not. It's gonna be my boy, the FedEx Air and Ground Player of the Week. FedEx Air Player of the Week is Drew Lock.
Oh my god,
that's gonna be my stand. And I have this. It's kind of like a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know if he's the one, like I don't want to cross that bridge, but like, so, I've been hurt so much before,
right?
By the past relationships. So anything he'll throw a touchdown and 2 picks, and you're like, and you make excuses for him, but you just don't know if it's love.
Yeah.
He's just because he's better than the last guy. doesn't mean like, you know what I mean?
That's how it was.
That is like.
That's how it was for 9 years with Andy Dalton. He would like forget our anniversary, but then like do the laundry without me even asking the next week, and throw throw 3 touchdowns to beat the Lions, and I'm like, okay, like I can change him.
Yeah. Drew Lock throws 4 picks against the Raiders, and I'm like, oh, dude, like, is Zach Wilson going to be drafted or what? And then he throws 4 touchdowns, no interceptions against the Panthers. I'm like, I don't know. He's made a real effort to change.
Here, I'll be Zach. Don't forget the fumble.
Did he fumble? Oh, he did fumble. Yeah.
This whole week, I've just been any Drew Lock praise. I've just been quoting it and saying, don't forget the fumble.
It's okay, though. Zach, before the season started, Zach was like, dude, if I had a quarterback who rapped on the sidelines, if I were you right now, I'd be so hyped. That was Zach before the season.
Zach had the defending MVP.
I know.
Yeah.
But that's what he said.
Sunglass meme.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
My bunk of the week.
What's your bunk?
So I just saw on Twitter Lily James and Sebastian Stan to play Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson. And
fantastic.
Zach will probably get mad at me, but I don't know who either of those 2 people are.
Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. I still don't know who he is. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of something that you would know him from, but I don't think he was in any movies before 2000.
Oh, really?
Shelby hasn't watched any movies from after.
Shelby likes those VHSs and them home telephones and those interwebs.
Because he doesn't know how to operate a DVD player.
How the fuck? Hold on. This is my bunk. And I'll have you know, I just watched a whole superhero series, and I love it. Season 1 of The Boys.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
That's a good show.
Have you seen I, Tonya, Shelby?
I have. Yeah. I love I, Tonya.
Yeah, he's her douchebag husband with the mustache.
Oh, no shit. Okay, I'm on this.
Yeah, that's Sebastian Stan.
All right, I'm on this. I'll take that.
He said, oh, no shit.
All right, who else has a bunk?
Yeah.
That I'm going to turn on. I'm going to turn on them.
James Harden?
Yeah, so...
Try.
So anytime I have
he's not as fat as Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
You're supposed to turn it on him, not me. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Yeah, you want to elaborate, or are you good?
It's James Harden. Do you know that they're now? It just came out like on the podcast that they're experimenting. The Sixers have made Ben Simmons available under some trade packages with the Rockets for James Harden.
Get rid of that guy.
And also,
that would be electric.
And also James Harden. They're also talking to teams way beyond Brooklyn and Philadelphia. But I just think James Harden isn't as good as some of the trade returns people are expecting.
So maybe he could come to Milwaukee.
People want him in Denver, and I don't
want Ben Simmons anywhere near Philadelphia.
Milwaukee, please.
Well, yeah, that dude's a brick.
He is, dude.
He's just a walking brick.
I would love James Harden in Milwaukee. James Harden in Milwaukee would get me. I would bust.
He's not going to Milwaukee.
No, I know. They signed Drew Holiday. There's no way.
They signed like Monte Morris Light in Drew Holiday.
Zach Bunk.
My bunk is the so when we got here, like before we got here, my grandpa called me and he was like, the hot tub doesn't work, but they'll be coming on Tuesday to fix it, so you'll have it for Tuesday through Friday to use. And I was like, great. Tuesday they don't show up. Then he's like, I guess they're coming Wednesday, and then they come Wednesday. And I turn the hot tub on, and the jets are going, but it doesn't heat up at all. So I tell him, and he's like, okay. And then they come today, and the guy's like, yeah, it looks like yesterday when they were here, they just took the cable for the heater, and they plugged it in upside down. So I just had to flip it over. But it's working now. So now I've got the hot tub for 2 days.
Nice bunk. Yeah. Things going pretty good for Zach. Everything coming up Zach these days. All right. Well, let's get into some fun, fellas. Let's snake draft pick 'em before Boardwalk, and we will go to the records where Zach and I both 3-1 last week. Scotty 2-2. So Scotty, that number 3 pick you lobbied for. You're 7 games back of 7 games back of Zach. I'm 1 game back of Zach, so I kind of need Zach to choke. So Zach, who's it going to be as your first pick?
I'm gonna choke on the 5th steak I'm gonna have this week. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Because I definitely prepared.
Like Jaguars over Ravens,
right? Rams over Jets.
Rams over Jets. I will go Pittsburgh over Cincinnati.
I'll go Ravens over the Jaguars.
Okay. And
well, you guys took all the good ones.
All the heavy spreads.
Titans over Lions. That's an 11. I got double-digit spread. Packers over Panthers.
I'll do Titans over. Yeah, Titans over Lions.
Nice. I was trying to get him off my scent. I was like, yeah, Packers. I will.
So Shelby takes the Packers.
Yeah. So I'll take the Packers.
Okay.
Who do the Packers play? I don't see you.
Carolina. Zack, 2 picks.
Let's see here. Well, I think I'm gonna take one of them is gonna be the Colts over the Texans because I'm feeling.
You know what's
dangerous.
crazy about Zack having a lead in here is that like sometimes his second pick will be a game that has like a 1-point spread.
Yeah, I know.
That'll be his second pick, and it works out.
It's lock of the week of the century vibes. And my second pick is going to be the Bills over the Broncos.
Okay. And then he doesn't like bet it though, and then he bets like. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that is weird. You do that, and then you
to emotional hedges, and that's about it.
No shit. I'm taking Cleveland over the Giants.
Okay.
And I'm going to take. Wait, you took 2 already. Okay, good. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Falcons.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the. Man, this is pretty tough. This summer, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and take the Dolphins over the Patriots.
Ooh. Spicy.
And for my last pick, I'm taking San Fran over Dallas.
Ooh. I don't know if I want to go
Zack?
Chiefs over Saints or Cardinals over Eagles.
Go Chiefs over Saints.
All right, Cardinals over Eagles.
Okay. That's risky.
That is risky.
All right.
I kind of like Eagles +6.
I love Eagles +6, but I love Cardinals money line because that's all I need.
All right, here we go. Boardwalk time. Zack and Scotty tied. What?
I just said Boardwalk.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were like yelling at me to stop.
No, you're good.
You wouldn't be the first. Never mind. Zack and Scotty tied for first. A lot of pushes with Zack, and then I'm a half game back, so you can't get any tighter. Zack, we're doing it different. So we have a Thursday night game, Chargers Raiders. We'll each give a pick for that game, and then there are 6 other picks that you have the whole board to choose from. Yeah. You can go Saturday, Sunday. You can't go Monday with the Bengals yet because we'll probably do that Monday separately. Yeah.
All right.
All right. For Chargers at Raiders in Vegas. Vegas 3.5 points, and the over/under 51.5. Zack.
Yeah, still 3.5 as of right now. But some money has moved. You have -3.5 at -108, +3.5 at -113 currently. So that line may change before kickoff. I don't know.
A lot of Chargers money.
I know, a lot of Chargers money, which makes me love Fade the Public -3.5 Raiders. I think the Chargers are packing it in here. Not so much packing it in, but. I don't think they're going to get any favors from their play calling here, even though it is a division rival. And plus, I just like the Raiders are in desperation mode here. It's a must-win game if they want to make the playoffs, much to Scotty's chagrin. So, yeah, I'm going to take them -3.5. I like them to win by 4.
Also, someone remind me for the next episode we have, I'm going to go back and look at our when we did our playoff predictions.
Yeah.
And see how well we did.
Yeah.
Let's go. I had Miami. You guys did not. That's all I know.
I know, because I was hot on the Jets. Turns out, what the fuck did I know?
I picked the Raiders to go to the playoffs, so that sucks. But the Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins made.
The Raiders are going to the playoffs, aren't they?
No, they're out.
It's up. It's up in the air right now.
Less likely than the Ravens right now.
I don't think the Dolphins will make it. They have a tough schedule.
And if you look at the Ravens,
7 teams make it.
Well, I know, but
who's going to make it?
If you look at the Ravens schedule coming up, it's pretty easy.
So
you got 3 wild card teams.
Scotty. So basically, you have the Colts and Browns are probably 2 locks,
right?
And then
Colts and Browns,
and then the Ravens, Raiders, and Dolphins are vying for the 7.
Yeah, out of those 3, I would take the Ravens with their schedule being the easiest, but I could see the happening to the Raiders because the Raiders' schedule isn't as hard as the Dolphins.
You kind of I forget about the Colts all the time.
Right.
Me too. Phillip Rivers will choke now.
They're what? They're 9-4, right?
The Colts and Titans are still basically the winner is going to be the division, and then the loser gets the wild card.
Exactly.
I'm going to go with a player prop here, and I've watched the last 2 Chargers games, the entire game. So New England debacle, 45-0, and last week's very entertaining but sloppy 20-17 win over Atlanta. And I'm going to take Justin Herbert under 277.5 passing yards. Is
he regressing? Please, God.
He might be regressing, but it might be because Austin Eckler's back and he's getting a lot of love in that offense. So they're running the ball a lot more, and his air yards are down over the last 3 weeks. And on top of that, Mike Williams out, and Keenan Allen is a game-time decision. So a lot of things going against it. I watched the Chargers offense, and Herbert is all screens and quick passes. So he ended up at 243 last week against Atlanta, but he hit a 30-yarder on the last drive to get him in field goal range. And that was by far his best throw of the day. So besides his first touchdown was a dot. But without Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, potentially, I'm taking his under 277.5 passing yards.
Yeah, and me, 51.5 is a lot of points.
I love under. Taking
the over.
Okay.
Taking the over. I think that Keenan Allen is playing, and so is Eckler. I didn't know.
Was Eckler in doubt too?
He was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
With a quad. Mm-hmm. But not anymore. I think that Anthony Lynn doesn't really have much to lose. He has to air it out. He has to get his offense going. There's no more time for just like conservative play calling. And then on the other side, the Raiders, they've been kind of in a funk as far as putting up points lately. So I'm seeing a bounce back here. The Chargers defense I thought was going to be much better, but they're kind of sus. So I think that divisional rival, it's going to go high. These two teams, when they get together, actually score a lot of points or more than usual. So I'm going to go ahead and take that over.
When did the Raiders struggle to get points besides that Atlanta game?
In Jets game.
They struggled most of the time against
Cleveland
the Jets.
Game.
Then they score 30 against the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, but it didn't come until later, and then, let's see, Derek Carr against the Colts, it didn't come until later either,
okay.
So I think it's a good bounce-back game. They have to put up, I think they start stronger, and it's a closer game throughout. I actually had the Raiders minus 3.5, actually, but I took that out after I found Philly, so if you guys want to hint, that's what's coming up in my bonus.
I'm going to go over Derek Carr's 264.5 passing yards tonight. Yeah, it was lower than Justin Herbert's, and I was like, I think that in this shootout, that Derek Carr wins it. Justin Herbert is, again, he's regressing. You guys said it. Your words, not mine.
Fuck yeah.
I love.
I don't think he's regressing.
It's the haircut.
I don't think he's regressing.
You know, it's his. Yeah, you're having coaching controversy. Right. You've got other things on your mind. You're like, who's going to be my coach next season? Instead of being able to focus on what should be making a playoff push, because I feel like this team has a great defense. They've got a good young offense with an all-star in Keenan Allen, or not an all-star, Pro Bowler in Keenan Allen. So it just seems like they should be way better than they are. And I think that there's, for a young guy like that, I think that it's a little distracting. So, yeah, and Derek Carr is an established, fantasy point getter, honestly. So I think maybe he doesn't have a ton of touchdowns tonight, but he's going to be throwing it all over the place because I don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. He tried to troll all of his fantasy owners this past weekend, and I can't.
Yeah, he sucked.
And then he did with his performance.
Yeah, so I think that the passing game is going to be pretty good for the Raiders tonight with all of those weapons that they have at wide receiver and no clear standout. He's going to be thrown all over the place to anybody and everybody other than, Darren Waller's the only hitter they got. So, yeah.
So, Scotty, do you want to go? Because I took one of your picks. And if you have the same pick as someone else, just say you have it, and then we can just move on. All right, Go ahead, Scotty.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, Saturday's game, Bills Broncos under 49.
I thought I was about to crossfire you, but we're good.
This is tough because the Broncos have lost 5 corners in 2 weeks.
Sounds like the Ravens.
5 corners. But I still think Vic Fangio draws up a good defensive plan to at least hold it down. So even if the Broncos don't win, 49 is a lot of points. If the Rams and Chargers don't get, if the Raiders and Chargers don't get over 51, I don't see the Broncos and Bills getting there.
Well, it's the over/under currently set at 49.
Yeah, I'm taking the under. 49. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean it's 2 points. What I'm saying is there's a lot of points.
Okay.
Taking the under. Broncos unders are usually a good bet unless you're last week or against the Falcons.
I will go next, and I'm going under in Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Under 49.5. Falcons defense is underrated. Last 10 games, the Falcons, not once in the last 10 games.
Emphasis on the under.
Not once in the last 10 games has the Falcons defense allowed more points than what is expected. So basically, if you took the team total under of every Atlanta opponent in the last 10 games, you're 10-0. Yeah.
Wow.
And over that span, they've allowed 54 points less than expectations per Vegas. So this is my jump on a trend.
Per sources.
Jump on a trend 10 weeks late so that it loses the 11th time. I'm taking Tampa Bay, Atlanta under 49.5, and also Matt Ryan looks old. Not impressive, and he had probably 3 or 4. He had three bad interceptions against the Chargers, all 3 of them his fault, and all 3 of them in Chargers territory.
Wow.
Zack.
I'll go ahead and follow up. Same game as Scotty, although I'm taking Buffalo -6. I like them to, as Scotty said, the defense, they're down corners, and Josh Allen seems to be on his bullshit with this passive shit. So I think he's airing it out. I like Cole Beasley to have a big game in this game, actually. Because I think they're going to focus all their defensive strategy on Diggs, and then it's going to leave Cole Beasley open for a lot. I think he's an underrated receiver.
So I should play him in fantasy.
I love. I would.
Don't do it.
Buffalo Bills -6. I think is a good
Will
game.
Parks is back.
Good pick.
Who's Denver's slot corner, Scotty?
Not Chris Harris.
It was Bryce Callahan, but Will Parks will probably be in that role this week, and he's back from Philly. He's great. Yeah, I love Will Parks. He came back in 1 week, had 6 tackles, a pass breakup, and a sack.
Yeah, because when it comes to pass defense, what you want is a sack.
And tackles. Okay.
All right.
And a pass breakup.
All right.
You guys missed that one.
Scotty, you want to go?
Yeah, I got the Dolphins -1. I liked them in my...
Bing, bing, bing. I've got one, too. That's my pick as well. -1.5.
I also have it.
Wow. Okay, so we're all in agreement.
That's
a triumph.
I liked it in
That's bad.
the snake draft.
I know, that's horrible. Bad. Yeah, -1.5.
That's bad.
Is that a rat line?
It might be a rat line. It's basically a money line against a bad team at home.
Okay, well, I'm switching and taking the under in the game because it's really low.
Yeah, it's at 41.5. You want to take the under 41.5?
Yes, my problem is that Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks is unreal, and you just saw it against Herbert.
Well, I think
Fitzpatrick's
if things get bad, Fitzpatrick comes in. So Shelby, let me say this. I'm gonna say this. Okay, so Dolphins score over 28 points. You pay me $20. If they don't, I pay you $5.
No.
Move the line up. Okay, so Dolphins score. What point score for the Dolphins makes you confident in that 520 bet?
I wouldn't want a 520 bet where I could only win $5 and I'm losing 20.
What score do you want it to go to where you would be comfortable there?
100.
Right.
If the Dolphins score
40.
Really? Okay. 40 points? Okay. Okay. I'll take that bet. If the Dolphins score we'll put it at
39.5.
The Dolphins 39 points.
This is a fucking lock.
Right.
Zack, are you just you're like, Shelby, how can I pay you money for free?
I'm just fucking with him.
Okay, so it's not.
I thought he would bite. I thought he would bite on 28.
But my whole thing with this is Belichick against rookie quarterbacks, and then Tua hasn't been that great. And he's going to miss Mike Gesicki. Devontae Parker might be out, and their running back Gaskin.
Oh, Gesicki's out? Oh, shit.
And Gaskin. And I don't want any part of the New England offense I saw against the Rams. And the Dolphins' defense has very much improved. So I like this under.
And familiarity with the New England and Josh McDaniels with Brian Flores.
Fair enough. And I do like I did bet Miami with real money just because New England always something wacky usually happens down there. But I like a low-scoring game. I like Miami to win 20-17, so I'll go under 41.5. Okay. Hold your nuts under. All right, Zach, do you have a pick?
Yeah, Jacksonville plus 12.5. Hear me out. It dropped below. A 2-touchdown. Well, 13. I mean, a lot of extra points being missed these days. Let me just say, especially in Jacksonville. But I do like the plus 12.5. I think if you look at the Ravens secondary, they are banged up. They're getting Gardner Minshew back. He likes to air it out, coming from that air raid offense in Washington State. So I think that the plus 12.5 is a really good bet here. A lot of value to be had. I mean, the Ravens, you look at their games, even against like the games where they have it in hand early, except for that Browns game to open the season. Like again, especially like I looked this game to go kind of the way it did with the Eagles game, where you jump out to a big lead and then they slowly work their way back, and you end up with like a 1.5 possession kind of win here, maybe 9, 10 point, maybe even 12 point win, which still covers that 12.5 point spread.
Okay, Scotty.
I'm gonna take the Steelers minus 12.5.
No Monday night.
It's Oh, we can't do that.
Right.
All right.
He's learning my lesson.
All right, fuck it. I'll take the Raiders minus 3.5 then with Zach.
There you go.
No, actually, I'm going to crossfire Zach.
Let's go.
I'm going to go Broncos plus 6.
Denver plus
Broncos
6.
Plus 6. He's crossfiring.
Yes, sir.
My Bills pick. Yeah, I can see that one being a 4 or 5 point win for the Bills.
All right, I'll take Giants team total under 20.
I couldn't find that on Lawrenceburg. Where did you find those odds?
I mean, it's from earlier today. It was at 20 when I wrote this down at 4.
That's right. It's not on the online book, but it's on because I wanted to take it on the online book, but I couldn't.
Oh yeah, it's probably not available there.
On Lawrenceburg.
And there's also a snowstorm coming, I believe, in Cleveland or in New York, New Jersey.
So I put real money on that.
I'm gonna change one. I'm gonna change one of my bets to that one. Then I'm gonna just piggyback you on that one because I wanted to find it. I couldn't find it. But
okay.
Yeah, I like that pick.
And then I'll go again. San Francisco minus 3. I bet this at 2. I'll still take it at 3 because we're getting a bad line, but I'll take it at 3 just because Dallas's defense looked better because the Bengals couldn't hold on to the ball. But 1 week earlier, the Cowboys defense got gashed in the run game, and even the Bengals ran the ball well, but couldn't hold on to it. And now you're facing a zone running team like San Francisco with the complex offenses against a defense anchored by Mike Nolan at defensive coordinator, the old San Francisco 49ers coach who would wear a suit on the sidelines.
Not the bald guy?
Yeah, I like San Francisco minus 3 a lot. Scotty.
So my last bonus before my lock is going to be Chiefs minus 3 against the Saints. I think the Chiefs, as we know, can turn it on and off whenever they want. Like based on their opponent, they'll just fucking skip through games like the Broncos and just make me feel pathetic to even be watching. But I'm gonna take them because Taysom Hill, I think, is not as good. I don't think he's very good, man. I think the Chiefs blitz him enough to where he's gonna get exposed. And if the Chiefs put up 21 points in the first half or in the first 3 quarters, and if they go up by 2 touchdowns against the Saints, it's practically over. So give me the Chiefs minus 3.
Okay, Zach, you have one more pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be Browns minus 6 against the Giants. I think that defense really gets after, and I was worried. Myles Garrett was it looked like he was seriously injured, but he came back in that game against the Ravens. So I think he really gets after an injured Daniel Jones. You saw how much he got sacked last week. I think that Browns defensive front with Olivier Vernon and Myles Garrett and the crew coming after him pretty hard. I do like them to win by at least a touchdown here, maybe even 10 or 12. So I do like that Browns -6, which is now at -112. So that may move to 6.5, 7 before Sunday, maybe even beyond that.
And Zach, that's your last pick, correct?
Yeah, before bonus and lock.
Okay.
Yep.
No, you're done, right?
I haven't done a bonus and lock because you said we're doing 6 picks and then doing an additional bonus and lock, or no?
No.
6 picks is part. Bonus and lock are part of your 6 picks.
Pick which of your 6 are bonus and locks.
Oh, okay. I would say that my bonus would be Derek Carr passing yards, and then my lock is I feel really, really confident about. Shit on me if you want, but that Jags plus 12.5. I really think that's a hitter here.
Zach, if anything, your Jacksonville pick is a good one based off of an emotional letdown after a big win Monday night. You faded the team the next week.
Yeah. Well, I really like just the fact that the Ravens secondary is banged up, and then you have Minshew coming back wanting to air it out.
My last pick, the New York Jets.
Sorry, go ahead.
New York Jets plus 17.5. You have obviously, no one wants to bet the Jets after losing by 37 to Seattle. That's why I'm betting them this week.
Did it move to a half? Because last time I checked, it was at 17.
I'm looking at Lawrenceburg right now. It's 17 and a half.
That's a good pick, because that's
little juice.
17's a key number.
Minus 114. But it's also the biggest part of this is the Rams play in Seattle next week, so potential look ahead spot.
It's minus 114. That makes sense.
Scotty, your last pick.
Yeah, my lock. And honestly, maybe we should hold off and make people pay for this one because it's a fucking lock.
Okay. I'm betting it.
Texans plus 7.5.
Love that.
Divisional game. I love those. I love bringing that up for no reason. Sorry, what were you saying, Sean?
No, divisional dogs are hot, and I have already bet this. I was gonna bet it. I was gonna bet whatever you said because we're so sure of it, and I'm glad that I've already bet it.
So bet the Bengals spread.
Yeah. So.
Well, right now it's staying at 12.5 because no one's betting right now, and then Monday nights the money's gonna pour in on Pittsburgh. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Scotty, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Scotty, go with it.
No, you're good. Do we need a handicap for it?
No, not really.
Just like divisional game. Deshaun Watson is way better. I mean, it was close the last time. Texans should have won the first time in Houston.
Yeah, they were 3 yards away.
Romeo Cornell's defense. Yeah, Romeo Cornell's defense is better than the Raiders' defense. The Raiders just fired Paul Gunther because of what the Colts did, and I think it was overrated what the Colts did. So yeah, give me the Texans all day there.
All right, we're
7.5 and the hook. Love it.
All right, Hopeless Fan podcast post Shelby. He has to take care of some things, but we really wanted to talk about Bachelorette reunion show and rose ceremony. I know we had a double episode this week, but we're going to save the home visits for next week and then lead up to our finale, which is going to be wild in my opinion. Scotty, let me just say this real quick before we dive into it. I cannot wait for Bachelor. Just this whole season of talking about Bachelorette just makes me like I can't wait till I see all the guys and they love each other and they're supportive of each other, but they still really care about their Bachelorette. I can't wait for it to be chicks who don't give a fuck about.
Oh, it's toxic, bro. It's great.
I cannot
wait. So toxic. Yeah, and that's the best part about it, bro. Like, there's, they're catty, and that's the best part because it obviously makes for more drama. But The Bachelor also has to be kind of, drama infused too, like to make it good. He has to be like if The Bachelor sees like drama and just sends him home, then that's boring, right? It's like, oh well. That was just like one episode. I want to see this bitch cause havoc for until the final four, which was what made The Bachelor. I don't know if you've ever heard of this dude named Peter, but he was the previous Bachelor, and he was such an idiot, and it was so funny to watch him just like keep these highly toxic, dramatic girls on all season, and it made for a lot of content for a lot of
some guys have a type, including me. So real quick, we'll dive into the pre-rose ceremony episode, which I felt was kind of a snooze fest. I fast forward through most of it because I was just trying to get to the reunion portion of this episode. But I really wanted to touch on what stood out to me the most was when Blake's one-on-one date, when they went to go see the Reiki. And then they ended up showing later on with her crystal stuff. Apparently, Blake is really into that stuff because he was all loved up and ready to slam. Was it to Tayshia? Was it to the 70-year-old Reiki lady? Who's to say?
I hope it's the latter.
Me too.
That's just what your hope is, right?
Maybe Blake ends up falling in love with her. Maybe they have the Bachelor in like 2-3 seasons, and they have Blake as the Bachelor, and then they put the Reiki lady on as one of the wild card.
No, they do. They do that Bachelor in Paradise where they take a bunch of the contestants on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and they just put them on an island, and then they all like hook up and like fall in love or whatever.
That's great.
Like that's an actual show, and like I would just love if they put those two on there. They're like, and here's Blake reconnecting with
the Reiki
with Crystal's girl. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's other than that, I agree with you. It was a boring episode. We're not to our fans. We're not talking about the hometown visits because Zack is behind, and we are going to cover that before the finale.
So is Shelby. Let me remind you, Shelby said he didn't.
So
watch
is
it
Shelby.
Either.
So is Shelby, and we're going to review that episode Monday, right before the finale, which we'll review shortly after Christmas as well, and then it will prepare us for the Bachelor. And I think there's a week skipped, and then the Bachelor.
Right? Yeah. On. There's you have a Bachelor bye week. And it's on. But let me just say this, Scotty.
Bachelor bye week. Yeah.
Let me just say this. I'm on vacation right now, so obviously I could spend a lot of the time watching, the Bachelorette, but I'm choosing to spend the free time that I have here. The new Call of Duty update dropped for Warzone, and I've just
can't believe you brought your system.
Jenna told me to bring it because she was like, what if we get down there and because of COVID restrictions, there's like nothing we can do. I was like, Jenna, it's Florida. They don't give a shit about that. She's like, well, you should still bring it in case we get cooped up. Plus, I want to be able to like watch Netflix and Hulu and all that kind of stuff because my grandparents don't even have a Fire Stick because obviously you heard their home phone go off in the background, so I don't even think I'm surprised they have internet down here, is what I would say. So, do you want to get into, just to go right into the reunion, have anything to say about the rose ceremony? Obviously, we knew Noah and Bennett showing up and him being like, I love you, and all that kind of stuff was like, yeah, but you're getting sent home at the rose ceremony, so I don't even understand why they even...
I mean, she's not even going to have a cocktail party. Why the hell would she even... She should have just sent him home right then and there.
Yeah, she would have hit the road, Jack.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I honestly think that episode, as well as the Men Tell All, sucked as well.
Yeah, the men they get all the juicy parts. They just was basically Yosef coming back, and
Yosef was an idiot. Yeah, He's so dumb.
And then Bennett and Noah going at each other, but at the same time, it was like, yeah, we've seen this before. Like, I don't know. It was pretty lame. It's like I don't even see the point of having a reunion unless you're gonna have to Jerry Springer style hold people back from physically assaulting each other.
Yeah, they should have played some kind of game where there's like slap bets or something.
They should have had Bennett.
Here's your chance.
They should have had just a callback to the wrestling episode. They should have had Bennett and Noah get fully like naked down to their girdles, oiled them up,
just duke it out,
and had them wrestle like they did in that episode. Except you didn't get to see, Noah hopped over the fence. He just jumped right in. He wasn't even part of it, but he still jumped over. And then I think you should have been like, all right, now Bennett gets to see how he can handle against the young buck and see what happened. I feel like Noah would have whooped his ass because, Bennett is all glamour muscles. And, I think that it would have been great to watch. And they did
like the sippy cup segment at the end.
That was great, but Noah wasn't upset enough. And then
exactly, and I was like, why weren't these situations handled exactly like this in every single, like negative encounter?
Exactly.
I didn't understand.
Yeah. And just to, I think we can finish up with Yosef talk. He came out and he was like, he just said exactly the same shit. Basically, it was like, if you just joined us, in case you missed the whole shit from the very beginning, like I don't know, it was like the second episode or even the first episode or something, where Yosef is ripping out Claire, and then everyone just basically like I fully expected Riley to go up and like punch him in the throat, but Riley said the exact same shit that he said to him, when they had their like pre-cocktail party meeting, where he was like, "Are you gonna tell this to her face?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll say it to her face." It was
my favorite thing was, my favorite thing was Chris Harrison. I think was like said something like. I never do this, but I'm going to help you. He's like, basically, you can tell the world that you have a little bit of regret, so not everyone in America thinks you're a piece of shit. He's like, no, I don't regret anything. He's like, Chris Harrison's just like, all right, well, I tried. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then I loved them going over the thing that I actually was my favorite was them going into detail over Ed and Chris Harrison's meeting there, where it was just kind of like, dude love, where he was like, well, I could learn a lot about love from Chris Harrison because he's been on the show for a long time. I was like, yeah, you want to base all of your relationship advice off of a love reality show.
Yeah, like a 49-year-old who's also, I think he's like dating. He actually definitely is dating or engaged to a girl who's like early 30, like I mean like 15 to 20 years younger than him, and she does Bachelorette and Bachelor episode review. So it's like she drinks wine and records herself reviewing the show.
Yeah,
that's who he's engaged to.
I'm interested in looking up. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Lauren Zima. So let's see. Let's Google and then tear apart Lauren Zima.
Don't do that. She's actually very beloved.
Oh, she
in
is?
the Bachelor Nation. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's actually like very famous in that realm.
So she's 33 years old.
Yeah.
So she's been married before to Charles McKeague, whoever that is.
We all know.
Who is that? Do you know who that is? Charles McKeague?
No.
Who is that?
No. That's why I was making a joke when no one knows who the fuck
gotcha.
that is.
All right, let's see what kind of dirt we can... Nope, there's no, like, in her Wikipedia page anyways, there's no dirt in her personal life or anything like that.
That's a letdown.
She was on in 2009, she was on MTV's Disaster Date. But other than that...
Oh, so she's a fraud.
Yeah. She's from Illinois. That's boring. And she went to Drew Lock's alma mater, Missouri. So,
now I can't like Drew Lock anymore.
Oh, okay.
Or I have to love her now.
I guess so.
I'll have to decide. Find out next time on this
right, exactly,
riveting Hopeless Fan podcast.
Exactly, just as exciting as the Guys Tell All. Anything else on this, Scotty?
No, that's it. The hometown dates, it will be much more for discussion. I think you guys will enjoy that. It's a much more fulfilled episode.
I want to play the on air. I want to play the audio of the video clip that Shelby sent in the DMs about Ivan's dad. I can't wait. That made me fucking roll. I've listened to it like 8 times. Hilarious.
Oh yeah, it's good.
All right, is that our show?
That's our show.
All right, we'll see you next week. Hopefully I get this done. I'm on vacation, so you may see this tomorrow, Friday. You may get it in a week. Who knows? It's the holiday season. All right, see ya.
All right, here we go. There's a little place where the sun sleeps late and pulls himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave. Dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure. No need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure. Come on down and have a drink.